Yo, what is up, YouTube? Vicente Yante back with another video, and I'm drinking some ice cold Miller Lite. Yes, sirree, Bob. Anyway, as you guys can tell, I'm wearing my Super Mario baseball hat that I was given. I was given for a Christmas and birthday present. I guess you could say it was for both because my brother Richard Loves Tuna got me this Super Mario baseball hat as well as a Dr. Wily action figure and a Mega Man E-Tank energy drink and this. So yeah, it was a, a really good Christmas and birthday throughout late 2019. So it was awesome. And I just recently bought this off of Amazon. Check it out. It's a Super Mario t-shirt which also has Luigi. So it's got them side by side. And you can easily tell who's who because Luigi has the big L and he wears green, and as Mario wears the red. So, yeah. So anyway, before I start the video, I want to send a quick shout out to a couple of important people in my life. We have Brian X64, Richard Loves Tuna, as well as Mike Gamer. So yeah. Now, as far as the contents of this video, I'm going to warn a lot of the wrestling fans out there about this video because this may be something that you might not like. Because this video is a rant video, and it pretty much is going to be a rant on one of the most annoying announcers that we have on the current WWE roster. And no, I'm not talking about Michael Cole because number one, I love Michael Cole. This guy does a really good job. He analyzes the action like he should. He gives proper analysis on a lot of things that a lot of other commentators don't do, which I appreciate. You know, when Michael Cole at the Royal Rumble, he acknowledged a lot of importance about Minute Maid Park, which is really good. Like I said, not everybody would have done that. I mean, back then JR would always acknowledge importance, especially when it came to sporting events and whatnot. So Michael Cole's great. I don't give a shit what people say. A lot of people hate Michael Cole. I don't. I like Michael Cole. He's awesome. The person we're going to be ranting on today is Corey Graves. One of the most annoying, irritating, and aggravating, not to mention overrated announcers in all of WWE. He currently works on SmackDown alongside with Michael Cole. I actually did watch SmackDown a couple days ago, and I was pretty enthralled with the episode. I was pretty excited about the matches that were announced. You know, you had the match with Carmella versus Naomi, great match. Naomi got the win. We also had Goldberg attack the Fiend with a spear, and then of course the Fiend he disappeared. It's like the first time I ever seen Bray Wyatt retreat. Well, my first time seeing him retreat as the Fiend, anyway, because when he was regular Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt, and I feel like Bray Wyatt doesn't get the proper credit he deserves. So I mean, as the Fiend, he's a lot more intimidating. I do miss the Eater of Worlds gimmick, but I'm actually beginning to like the Fiend a lot more now. Even though I know I have a rule where I hate all the bad guys, but there are certain exceptions. So the Fiend is one of the exceptions. Rollins can straight up go to hell. I don't like him. He's an arrogant prick. And, but anyway, this is not a Seth Rollins rant. This is a Corey Graves rant. So, yeah, I kind of went off topic there. Sorry about that. I do that from time to time. I get sidetracked with something. Anyway, so the reasons why I despise Corey Graves is because he's just so overrated by a lot of fans. A lot of the internet fans in particular, they jizz their pants over this freaking turd bag. And let's not forget the reason why this prick is an announcer now. Well, it's pretty clear as day, people. He used to be a wrestler. He was an active member of the roster. And then I guess he had too many concussions because he's a whiny little wimp and he can't take shots to the head. I know, sorry, I know, I never really did care for Corey Graves. So he suffered too many concussions, wah, cry me a river. So they decided to make him one of the announcers. So, and not just an announcer, but a bad guy announcer to top it off. It's like, Okay, I guess if you made him a villain in the ring, okay, let's make him a villain behind the microphone. You know, that's fair. Whatever. So the thing with Corey Graves that I really don't like about him is he tries to pretend like he tries to make it seem like his commentary is better than Byron Saxton. He always gives him all kinds of crap when they're on the air, even in the video games. Like Saxton constantly gets buried by Graves. It's like, what the hell is wrong with Byron Saxton? Byron Saxton's awesome. He's another announcer who I like. Byron Saxton is not. He's not as bad as people say he is. In fact, Byron Saxton's awesome. I don't give a damn what the internet says. I don't care what people here on YouTube say. Byron Saxton is the best, along with Michael Cole and JBL. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, so Corey Graves by far is he's the most irritating announcer ever since he got moved into the main roster in 2016 as a part of Raw. What really annoys me about him the most, I mean, I know I made points that he always bashes Byron Saxton, but there's another thing that's equally as annoying, is he doesn't know who to cheer for. One moment he's hating the good guy wrestlers. One moment he's bashing R-Truth, or he's bashing any other good guy wrestler that the fans are behind. One moment he used to bash Jason Jordan. So yeah, when Jason Jordan was an active wrestler, I think he's now a producer because of his neck injury. So he used to bash Jason Jordan for no reason because Corey Graves is a dick. And then he would bash the bad guys such as Elias. He hated Elias. And it's like, dude, are you a good guy announcer or are you a bad guy? What the hell? What is wrong with you? You know, what the hell are you? Are you a fan favorite announcer or are you a rule breaker announcer? So Corey Graves he doesn't know how to make up his mind. He's a jackass. And it gets even interesting because you take a look back at the Greatest Royal Rumble from 2018 from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. There was an incident where Titus O'Neil was running to the ring, and the poor guy slips and falls, damn near hits his head on the freaking steel part that holds up the ring. And Corey Graves thought that was so funny. He thought that was the funniest thing that he's ever experienced. I mean, he was laughing nonstop about this, and I'm sitting there watching the event. I didn't watch it live because I had to work, but I'm sitting there watching the show, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? This dude could have broke his damn neck, and you think it's funny? Corey Graves, you're an asshole. You know, and just listening to him laughing about this, it just makes me very, very angry. It's like, poor Titus O'Neil could have broke his neck when he fell, but thankfully he went under the ring. He was okay. Everything was nice and smooth from there on in. But it just really offended me how Corey Graves found that shit so funny. And, you know, it's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I think he's one of these idiots that he finds the misfortunes of others hilarious, and I think that's wrong and disrespectful. But yet a lot of fans have a hard-on for Corey Graves. It's like they think he's the best since sliced bread. I tend to disagree with that because Corey Graves sucks. He's just as equally as annoying as Mauro Ranallo. And trust me, I'm going to get to his ass sooner rather than later. You know, I'm going to make a rant video on his sorry ass too. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, how can I put it? You know, don't expect nothing less from me. I'm going to go off on him too because I think there's a lot of things about Mauro Ranallo that are far more annoying than Corey Graves. But again, this is not a Mauro Ranallo rant just yet. This is a Corey Graves rant. And the fact that they have this piece of shit on SmackDown, I think what they should have done, they should have put Michael Cole, obviously, as the lead voice of SmackDown. And they could have put him and Jerry Lawler as the hilarious bad guy commentator he was back in the day. And they could have kept Corey Graves on Raw, along with whoever the hell is announcing over on Raw now. I think it's Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, and Jerry Lawler. Well, they could switch it and put Jerry Lawler over on SmackDown and have Graves replace him on Raw. You know, because at least Lawler and Cole, I can listen to them all day and all night and never get tired of them. Especially with Taz. You know, it's a shame for Taz because now he's with AEW. You know, I'm happy for him and all because I'm a big Taz fan, guys. But you know, it would have been pretty cool if he would have came back with WWE and teamed back up with Michael Cole. So yeah, it's funny how Taz. Oh, it's a rocket bust. It's a rocket buster, Cole. I tell you what, he's got the massive deltoids. You know what I'm talking. I love Taz. Anyway, he's from Brooklyn, New York. How you doing? Anyway, so yeah, Taz is amazing. So anyway, back to Corey Graves. So Corey Graves, he's a lot of people's favorite announcer for whatever reason. I don't know why. Is it because he's got all these stupid looking tattoos? I hate his tattoos. Especially the one he has on his knuckles, the one that says stay down or whatever. It's like, what the hell is that supposed to mean, stay down? I don't know. A lot of... he just looks like a freaking emo looking jackass. I mean, just looking at his face, his haircut. I don't know. Corey Graves, by far, he just gets under my skin. He gets under my skin. I never really liked him as a wrestler. I hate him even more as an announcer. And by gosh, I think this guy is just really shoved and rammed down everybody's throat. Corey Graves, by far, is the most overrated and overhyped announcer in all of WWE. I think it's equal with Morrow because everybody jizzes their pants over Morrow. What the hell does he have to offer? You know, what does he have to bring to the table? All he does is scream and shout like an idiot and jumps up out of his chair like a complete total jackass. I mean, there's videos on YouTube where he's literally jumping out of his chair, screaming and yelling "Mamma Mia" over and over. It's like, JR never did that stupid shit. I mean, yeah, JR would freak out during a big spot. Oh, Stone Cold! Stone Cold! At least that's acceptable. Or whenever, I remember when Stone Cold turned into a bad guy at WrestleMania 17, and he was all like, son of a bitch, I don't believe it. Why, Steve? Why this way? You know, he was freaking out. If you listen back to his commentary, he he was flipping out big time. Morrow, I mean, this is where I have to tell people, you know, Jim Ross, I know he freaked out back in the day, but Morrow takes it to a whole nother level. You know, he jumps out of his chair, he, you know, screams to the top of his lungs and just makes a total ass out of himself. It's embarrassing, and I feel bad for those who sit next to him have to deal with this crap. And, you know, even though I think Corey Graves is a dickhead, I will give him a tiny bit of credit. A tiny, teeny weeny bit of credit. Just a little, like this much credit. At least he had the fortitude to call out Morrow for not letting his commentator partners talk. That's the only thing I'm going to give him credit for. Other than that, I think Corey Graves is a total genuine jackass. People need to stop jizzing their pants over this freaking turd slurper. And, you know, he's a total prick on Twitter, too. I heard people say that he blocks people on Twitter. I heard people say that he's very obnoxious. You know, he's very braggadocious. I heard a lot of negative things about him. I heard he's braggadocious. He's very, very overbearing. And, you know, Corey, I've just heard a lot of negative things about Corey Graves. But yet people still like to freaking support him, give him the praise I feel he doesn't deserve. You know, Michael Cole deserves a lot more praise. You know, even the let me think of another announcing talent. Joey Styles, he deserves a lot more praise. You know, I know he freaked out in his commentary too, but at least he didn't jump up yelling like a complete moron. So, but yet everything has to go to Corey Graves. Oh, we gotta give Corey Graves his due, people. We gotta give Corey Graves, the savior of misbehavior. Shut the hell up. He ain't the savior. He needs to save himself from he needs to save himself from himself. Sorry, guys. I do not like Corey Graves. Not to mention, he cheated on... I think I heard a story that he cheated on his wife or something like that. Yes, he cheated on his wife. He cheated on his wife, on his spouse. What kind of a person does that? Corey Graves, you are a total freaking turd. You're just a giant lump of excrement. So, and the fact that people like to freaking listen to him, what is wrong with you? You know, like every time I watch a pay-per-view or whatever and I hear him argue with Michael Cole over the most stupidest of garbage, I just sit there and I'm like, what the hell am I watching? Why am I even watching this crap? So, yeah, Corey Graves is just a, and not to mention he's a whiner. You know, he's a whiner. He's one of the worst, and like I said, he's one of the worst announcers. I think he's up there equally with Morrow. Although I think Morrow is a bit worse than Corey Graves, only because of the things I just mentioned. You know, he screams and shouts and makes a total ass out of himself. So, but and I know there's not going to be many people that are going to agree with me. In fact, I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to agree with me. But just like I said in the Dave Meltzer rant, if you're one of those people that disagree with me, okay, fine. You want a thumbs down the video, fine. You know, but whatever you do, and because I don't have no time or tolerance for this bullshit, don't be leaving me any hateful comments on my videos. Just because I don't agree with what you like, just because I'm not an indie fan, just because I'm not just because I don't have a hard on for these guys you like, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you should leave me all these nasty, hateful comments. I haven't had none of that happen thus far, which is good. But, you know, it's bound to happen at some point, which I hope not. But knowing today's wrestling fans, they're so sensitive and they're so anal, they can't stand it when people don't agree with them on certain wrestlers or announcers. In this case, Corey Graves. You know, so yeah, so Corey Graves is a jackass. I can't stand him. You know, he's one of the worst announcers. You know, he, like I said, I will give him a teeny weeny bit of credit just one time. One time. Other than that, he can kiss my ass. But I will give him credit where he called out Morrow for not letting Beth Phoenix and Nigel McGuinness talk. You know, because that is bullshit how one can be so overbearing and so annoying. And like I was telling Richard the other night, sometimes I forget Beth Phoenix is there because she hardly ever talks. Because Morrow won't shut the hell up. So, I usually make fun of him. I call him Marlboro. You know, like the brand of cigarettes? Yeah. I know, I'm an idiot. But no, this is actually a Corey Graves rant. There is a Mauro Ranallo rant coming pretty soon. So, stay tuned for that, people. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Corey Graves is terrible. Again, if you want to disagree with me, fine. You want to leave a thumbs down, fine. Don't leave any hateful comments on my comment section. Because, you know, just because someone doesn't agree with who you like as an announcer or as a top wrestler, you know, you can disagree, but at the same time, don't be a freaking bully and leave all these hateful comments on that person's page. So, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, whenever that may be. So, adios, amigos. Before I go, sweet, awesome beer. Alright, take care, guys.